I think I'll spend a little bit of time here offering praise toward the 1985 film Clue, which should have been called Cluedo, but that's besides the point. Those stubborn Americans insisted it share their title in every other market. It is one of the most shockingly accomplished movies in the history of the Hollywood factory. A first time director, Jonathan Lynn, adapts a screenplay he wrote from an idea he developed with John Landis, based off of the board game Cluedo, which was created by Anthony E. Pratt. Lynn had recently been made into the object of attention as the co writer with Anthony J. of the critically celebrated British sitcom Yes Minister, which aired 3 seasons of 7 episodes each between 1980 and 1982, with a Christmas special airing in 1984. A sequel known as Yes Prime Minister aired 2 seasons of 8 episodes from 1986 to 88. As an aside, I was never incredibly invested when watching, for me, the old Yes Minister episodes. I think not being around at the time when it aired can lose one on the immediacy of it, which I'm sure it would have possessed at the time. That said, I was never swept in with the thick of it closer to my time on this earth, for I see it holds many merits. Oddly enough, I prefer the 80s Britcom approach to the post office approach of the 2000s anyway. Though that original office was just exemplary, the subsequent wave never did quite as much for me, save for Peep Show. It was ultimately Lynn who was hired to compose the screenplay for the feature adaptation of Cluedo, and was also then offered the role of its director. In accepting, he realised really one of the better directorial debuts in feature film history, or potentially in the top 100, I could maybe suggest. The script is sincerely very impressive. It is weaved together really cleverly. Lynn demonstrated an awe-inspiring skill as a screenwriter. It is elaborately plotted, offering no obvious foreshadowing as to who might be the/a perpetrator, and components of the plot are woven in as a very seamless yet coordinated and relevant, never truly random mode so as to manifest a web of intricate yet bewilderingly explainable, eventually, actions. The entire overarching premise is, of course, rather sensational and consciously ridiculous, yet the concealed maze of choices and suspicions which the contrivedly gathered players are plunged inside. This is a mapping of quick events and a prospective ignorance of the event's nature that any novelist in a mystery mold could surely consider Lynn's script for Clue to be pretty modestly brilliant. But what most seem to remember, what really sells the film for its enthused fans, is the cast, for they are undeniably incredibly strong. Christopher Lloyd is present for one of his 5 greater performances, presumably. Tim Curry is stellar. Madeline Kahn is blesses with one of her best turns, well regarded for Mel Brooks's films Young Frankenstein, Taffeta Darling, and Blazing Saddles. I'm so tired, both of 1974. Martin Mull is also very good. Gene Parmesan at your service. Leslie Ann Warren is superb. My favourite, though, is Michael McKean, David St. Hubbins, Chuck McGill, and in my view, the most entertaining player in the cast. A script so clever, so ornately woven, and yet still could offer free prospective conclusions to the preceding mysteries. I do feel that Clue is far better than it has any right to be, and I have no hesitation endorsing it here on the AOD. I just remember enough people highly recommending this film via the internet, naming it as underrated, and so I eventually sought it out, and yeah, wow, I've been an admirer of it for almost 10 years now, and viewing it again, I still feel firm in my strong appreciation of it.